Hello, I'm the OG coming to you from Panama City, Florida, living the three-stripe life. Guys, gals, friends, foes, hoes, we are going to review the comic books from my personal PC from long box number 16. I believe I only have one more box to go through. And like I said, so far I've been looking for my Howard the Duck number 1, which means a lot to the OG. It was a grail back in the day. Haven't been able to find it. And Superman races Flash. Let me fix this. Okay. It is a cover done by Neal Adams. I've looked for it too. Haven't found it. I may have passed through it at one time. Who knows? Okay, we're going to start off. This is about 50 comics. As you all know, In a Long Box is about anywhere from 300 to 250. It could be 350 to 200. It's hard to say how they are bound, how many comic books you can fit in a long box, depending on the size of the backer boards. Definitely not slabbed. But let's get started. Right off the bat, we have Fantastic Four from 1986. John Byrne. John Byrne brought back Jean Grey. Beautiful. Beautiful cover. Beautiful art. Another Fantastic Four. Things to Come. 1988. The Thing mutates. He was very powerful in this form. Didn't last very long. First, this is an Arthur Adams cover. First cover appearance of the new FF. Not a big fan of that. Sorry. Fantastic Four. I pulled this because I just thought this was a gorgeous Simonson cover. I love his art. And I didn't at first, but I do now. I really appreciate it. 1991, another cover by Walt Simonson, writer and artist. This is also the first appearance of the Minutemen of the TVA, Time Variance Authority. Chrome foil cover of Fantastic Four 400. Not worth anything. And I'm going to tell you, man, it's a shame. Icon cover here. This is Todd McFarlane, Incredible Hulk, 1988. This has been homaged many times. Great. Wolverine is about ready to throw down with the Hulk, and you can see the Hulk's reflection in his claws, his adamantium claws. And if you notice, that Hulk is gray. Incredible Hulk, 344. Another cover by Todd McFarlane. Another beautiful Todd McFarlane Hulk cover. This is the first appearance of Joe Fixit. The Hulk is not as powerful as the green version of the Hulk in the gray form. He goes to Las Vegas and becomes an enforcer, and he goes by the name of Joe Fixit. I actually really like that storyline. Here we have another famous cover that's been homaged multiple times. 1991. This is unfortunately is the first appearance of Professor Hulk. Dale Keown cover. The writer is Peter David. I gotta tell you, I'm not a big fan of Professor Hulk at all. Mark Ruffalo in the MCU plays Professor Hulk. It just doesn't do it for me. I want a rampaging Hulk. Rampaging Hulk. Hulk smash. Hulk is the strongest one there is. Iron Man, 1987. This is the first appearance of Ghost, artwork by Bob Layton. I love Bob Layton. The Ghost we saw her in the gender swap there, and it was fine. I liked it. In Ant-Man and the Wasp. Silver Surfer this is number 1. Yeah, number 1, 1987. This is volume 2. I really enjoyed this series. Silver Surfer 34. Death releases Thanos. Thanos is reborn. Art, Ron Lim. Writer, Mr. Jim Starlin. I love this cover. It is Thanos in his chair. got Thanos on it. The OG wants it. Here's the tag team right here. Thanos and Mephisto. How much have we heard about Mephisto? Mephisto's coming. Mephisto's here already. Everybody has been waiting on Mephisto. Speculators drive up the price on that comic book. It would be Silver Surfer. I think it's Silver Surfer number 3. Maybe. I may be wrong. All I can tell you, the OG does not own it. I thought I did, but I do not. 1991, the return of Adam Warlock. And we will see Adam Warlock coming up in the next Guardians of the Galaxy. Artwork by Ron Lim. Story by Jim Starlin. Another beautiful cover from Silver Surfer, Volume 2. Got Drax the Destroyer, Silver Surfer, Adam Warlock in the background. Another beautiful cover. We can see the big hand of Galactus holding a Silver Surfer. Oh my God, this one made the cut the last minute. Amazing Spider-Man. And who do we have on the cover? One of my favorite villains, Fool Killer. And I think the same thing happens. He busts in, he goes, "Hey, fool, I gotta kill you because I'm Fool Killer." Very, very good story here about this. It's called The Kid That Reads Spider-Man, or The Kid That Collects Spider-Man. He had cancer. He kind of helped Spider-Man after one of his multiple beatdowns. And he inspired Spider-Man to... He was about on the verge of giving up. He was down, and this kid told him that he fights every day. And Spider-Man he looks up to Spider-Man. And he pumped Spider-Man up. Spider-Man went out there and beat the bad guys. And the poor kid died from cancer. Very sad story. Amazing Spider-Man 259. This is the return of the classic costume. Got rid of the symbiote costume. Went back to that. Loved it. Iconic cover here. Amazing Spider-Man 301. Beautiful Todd McFarlane. This can be worth some bucks. Ain't getting rid of mine. Amazing Spider-Man 306. This is an homage. Jim McFarlane. Todd McFarlane's homage to Action Comics #1 with Superman. Beautiful. More Todd McFarlane beauty. We have Mysterio, one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. More Todd McFarlane. Spider-Man getting worked by the Lizard. Man, I love Spider-Man, but boy, does he get the beat down more than any other hero out there. Here he is punching the hell out of the Hulk. Love it. He got a punch in. Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man and Venom, and I believe this is oh God, what's his name? I'm losing it. Jim Larson, right there. Jim Larson art. I like Jim Larson. More Jim Larson. Amazing Spider-Man 346. You got Venom on there. This was the time, guys, people were all in love with Venom. They still love Venom. But this was a time where comic books were really violent. They loved War Machine. They loved the Punisher. They loved him some Hobgoblin. They loved him Cable. Guns. These guys all had big guns. And they loved Carnage and Venom. Amazing Spider-Man. Just a beautiful cover here. And that is Erik Larsen too. And of course, we have a giant size annual. Amazing Spider-Man 21. This is where Peter Parker, Spider-Man, marries Mary Jane. Not a big fan of that. Sorry, just not. Beautiful cover here. Todd McFarlane. This is just, the title is Spider-Man. Here we are. My heroes worked again. Look at him. All beat up. More Spider-Man. Spider-Man and the Hobgoblin. Just beautiful, beautiful covers. And here we go. Big team up right here. Spider-Man and Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider was one of those two. Very violent in his penance stare. Todd McFarlane, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. Amazing trio here. Amazing Spider-Man, Wolverine, and the Wendigo. Another one with the trio of Spider-Man, Wendigo, and Wolverine. Spider-Man and Wolverine. Anytime you put these two on a cover together, money, money, money. Last one of the batch here. Here we go. We have The Amazing Spider-Man and Ghost Rider. And this is Johnny Blaze's Ghost Rider. This is, that's Todd McFarlane. This is Revenge of the Sinister Six. I hope you all enjoyed box number 16. Like I said, there's only one more box. I used to have a box that pretty much had all my DC comic books in it. I may have already gone through it. I don't recall seeing that Superman comic book with the race with the Flash. And I don't know. This might have been a dumb period of my comic collecting career where I thought I was too cool for my comic books and I would give them away as gifts. That's what happened to Silver Surfer number 4. And let me tell you, it took a long time to get my mitts back on this. I got real cool, so I thought I was cool. I thought I was too cool for comic books. I was into cars, I was into chicks, and I gave it away. Sad thing is, the guy that I gave it away to doesn't even remember ever getting it. Amazing. But we're going to bring this show to an end. Make sure that you slap the ass on that like button. It means something. It means that the OG can give you even more content. These videos were made for you. Send your questions to the OG. I will try to answer them. Having a little bit of a bug issue. Sometimes my answers or my replies are not always going through. I do go back and look at content and I try to answer your questions. If you have complaints, I try to ask you, what more do you want out of the OG? What can I do for you? Visit your local comic book store. Dig into those long boxes. Share your stories. Share your finds, and we'll talk about them. In the meantime, we are out.